There we go. I was like,
There
I
you go.
don't know how to do these. So I was hoping that it was just going to ask me to join because I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do something. Do I need to push anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. So, Katia, how are you today?
I am really good. How are you?
Doing good as well. Thank you so much for being here at the show.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. So,
cool.
before...
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that when you called me, we were already on the line.
No.
So I was like, oh,
yeah, it's fine. So we're getting on to the show. So before we start, I have to give you an epic welcome to my show. So if you have watched some of my episodes, you know exactly what I'm about to do. If not, here we go.
Good morning. Yeah.
It's epic.
Please. That's too much. Thank you.
Yeah. And, you know, this is kind of one of my favorite parts of the whole interview here. Doing this.
Yeah. Well, then I guess we're done. We're
done here. Now, starting with the whole interview here, tell me how your acting career started.
How did it start? Well, I started performing in high school for the most part, and I loved it. Always wanted to do it as a career, but then I didn't really think that it was possible. So I searched the whole world, trying to figure out what else I wanted to do, and did a degree. In the meantime, traveled and tried to figure out what else could possibly make my heart so happy. And I failed and came back to it about 5 years ago. That's when I started to do it professionally. There you go.
Yeah. So in 2018, you were in Bonsai. It's a story about a teenager with a head full of leaves, who is deprived and neglected of the nurturing he should be getting. Tell me, was that like your first film, and what could you tell me about your character?
It was not my first film.
Okay.
My first film was really interesting, and I think everyone probably has at least one of those films where they do it and they're like, oh my god, what is this? Like, is this what it's gonna be like? The first film I did, I had no idea what I was doing. I just moved to the city. I didn't even know like what I was supposed to have on my resume or anything like that. Didn't know how auditions worked. But I somehow landed this part and did this film that we filmed outside in Vancouver on the beach in the rain, and it was just so crazy and so just, yeah, I think the perfect introduction to filming. So that was my first one. I don't think it ever made it out anywhere, so no one's seen it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit happy because I think that I learned a lot and I've done better. So yeah, the Bonsai was not my first film, but it was my first film that I felt was like an actual kind of professional set and everything like that. It was from a school, so Vancouver Film School. I auditioned for the role and landed this part in it as Lou, one of the lead character's moms. And yeah, it was just really awesome. It was such a beautiful introduction to what filming is like here in the city. So
there you go. Yeah. And in general, what were some of the things that you enjoyed the most about that project?
Just meeting the people.
There you go.
Yeah, and especially like the director, Sebastian, he's actually from Mexico as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just so passionate, and watching his career progress since that film has just been really amazing, and he's just such an inspiring artist too. So being able to collaborate with different artists, it's so amazing.
That's amazing. In that same year, you were in Interview with the Broken. So we will see in that film that is a story of a broken couple telling each other version of why their relationship was over. Tell me as well about your character, and what are some of the things that you found interesting in that film?
Yeah, that film, it was really cool because it was done where we break the third wall. So I actually talk to the camera because it's an interview style. Mm-hmm. We had segments where, yeah, you're literally talking to the camera and just responding with the script, obviously, but trying to make it very natural and almost like reality TV kind of style, or you just like this. So it was really interesting to do it that way and like not be focusing on another person and responding to what kind of stimulus and things they're giving you there, and just responding like as if you are this person living this life and giving the interview.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And yeah, my scene partner was really fun to work with, and yeah, it was another really cool indie project, and definitely very passionate. Like the artist that wrote it, she's just so passionate. She works in the mental health field, and so it was really focusing on mental health of people, and like what happens when you break up and how does that kind of happen. Yeah, it was just really reflective and really cool.
That's so amazing. And tell me how you usually prepare for a character.
It's always so different. When I saw this question, I was like, man, how do I prepare for a character? Because I think for me, it really depends on how aligned I feel with the character already, how I resonate with it. So if it's something that feels like totally out of my wheelhouse, so out of my life, something that I've maybe never experienced, then it definitely takes a lot more research to get into that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, and even just thinking like a lot of the roles that I've tried out in classes and things like that, things that are really far from my life, just the different things that I've had to do to try and really understand where that person might be coming from and how they are the way they are. Yeah. So I have a little bit of a skeleton kind of thing that I go through and break down, you know, what the script is telling me, how much I can get from it, and then just my own understanding of people that maybe have lives that are very similar or aligned to that, and what I can research from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is epic, by the way. That's cool. Wow.
It's so cool. I feel so, like, just the word is like blessed, because it's so cool to be able to just put yourself in someone else's shoes and surrender to their experience and
of course
do it.
Yeah, and I think also like the whole fact that you are gonna play this character in this world that they created, and you are gonna be part of that world, and at the same time you're exploring that world as yourself, but also as the character goes along in the film. So that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. My goal is always, whenever I'm trying to work on something, just trying to make it the most real, so that it's not playing a character like it is. It feels so real and alive, and everything just makes sense, and it's like, yeah, this is just your life now.
Yeah, that's cool. That's epic. And then in 2019, you were in Miss Midnight. What also can you tell me about that film?
Yeah, that one was really cool. Actually, from the first film that I did in Vancouver, I met one of the producers and writers for that film. So that's just kind of one of those cool. That's a limit on my Instagram, so I don't just like spend way too much time on here. All of my apps and things like that, I have limits, because I'm like, I don't want to be. They just suck you in. There's so much information out there, so
yeah. I know what you mean. I feel that whenever it only takes one meme. So then when you realize it's already like 40 minutes and just still like scrolling down to see what else is. Yeah, I know. I downloaded TikTok like once, and that's just a rabbit hole that I can't go down. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I have the willpower to leave it enough, so yeah, it's just internet. So funny. Yeah. What were we talking about? About Miss Midnight.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I met the writer Shastina at my first film, and it was just really cool. We really bonded in that one. And then when I went to the audition for that indie film that she was producing, I actually didn't know that she was doing the production for it. And so when I came into the room, I was like, oh wow, familiar face, amazing. And it was just a really cool, passionate project of hers that she had created. And yeah, it was really fun to be a part of that one too. My character was a therapist for this family that had dealt with, sorry, my screen keeps going black, I'm not sure why, just domestic abuse. So yeah, so it was really just powerful to be a part of that project as well. That's
amazing. That's really cool. And then in 2020, you were in Lie Like Me.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your character in that film.
Justine. She's a badass music producer. So that was a fun shoe to put on. I actually know an artist named Justine, and I think she's pretty badass. So I kind of, I actually definitely channeled a little bit of her energy, just some of her really powerful woman, like, yeah, energy into that role. And it was a lot of fun when we were filming that project. Actually, it's kind of funny because it was all about music and kind of a little bit of betrayal and lying. I like to be honest. And when we were shooting, the studio that we were shooting in, just like 2 rooms over, there was a band, I think it was Mother Mother, that was rehearsing for a concert that weekend. And so hi friends. So we actually had to stop filming for quite a bit of the day because it was too loud. We couldn't,
of course.
They couldn't hear. So I felt like a little bit ironic just because we were filming for a film that was centered around music and like voice and authenticity and stuff like that. And then here's this band that I actually really love was playing in the next room and rehearsing. So it was kind of funny.
That's so awesome. And tell me, what is your approach for acting? I mean, for every project you will be involved, what's the goal that you try to achieve in each performance?
Definitely just trying to find the truth of it. And yeah, which is definitely challenging sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially anytime I feel like it's something that I can really relate to or I really understand, that's when a lot of the armor of just like being vulnerable comes up and tries to keep you from going there. And so it's definitely a goal to just surrender and find that truth and allow it to come out. Yeah. That's
epic. The preach, basically.
Yeah, life is tricky, so it's just amazing the more that you can be in that alignment of the truth of the situation, the character, what they're going through, and really surrender to it, the more I feel it resonates with anyone that's watching. So
yeah, and also I find it very interesting and very amazing how actors can switch from being themselves to be somebody else, and then at some point, and then I mean, depending of course on the performance, but sometimes they will really get the the audience involved, and they will really care about that character, you know.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's you, it's still you, no matter what, no matter how many things you research or go into to try and figure out this other person, you're still using you as a vehicle. And yeah, so it's like you just learn so much about yourself as a human and just humanity itself too. You learn so much, and I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. That's really amazing. And you were in As the Sun Burns, so tell me, was that your first appearance for a TV show? And what and what are some of the things that you discovered that were different from a film set?
Well, that was actually before I even moved to Vancouver to pursue acting full time. That was in the Okanagan, and it was kind of my test to see whether or not I still felt that urge and that passion to do it. And so I signed up for these classes to learn, and then we started doing this project that they have going on in the Okanagan. I'm not sure if they still do it, but yeah, it was definitely different. It was really fun, and it was just such a great introduction to film because I hadn't done anything since high school at that point. So it was just amazing to know that passion was still there, and just the collaboration between people and what people bring to the table as their characters and stuff. It's just so cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. And I bet it is really that you will get even more inspired or even motivated to see that the people you are working with are having the same mentality as you, that they're trying to contribute with more things to make it more to have more things to make the show more interesting. At the same time, it will benefit all of the people involved, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's just such a collaborative process, which is so fun. Even just the crew, everybody there is there to make magic. So awesome.
That's awesome. And you have done some commercials such as Stop It, YNCU, Co-op Food, tell me, what do you like most about doing commercials?
For commercials, I think it's just that it's so free. Like, you're you selling something, offering something to the world, and so it's always different. Do you have a dog?
Yeah, I have 3.
Oh, cute. What kind?
One is a husky, but he's huge.
Oh.
Yeah, probably that husky mutated because when he was little, I used to, for example, if I was order a pizza for me, I will get a small one for him, or if I was eating burgers, I will have one small for him. Like, I was just sharing food. Of course, that he will have his regular dog food, but sometimes he would just look at me like, man, I wanna try that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna share it. So what ended up happening is that he became huge, like not the average husky size. And I took him one day to the vet, to do some like monthly checkup, see how was everything. And then I asked the doctor, like, hey, why is this dog so big? And then when I told him what happened, then he was just laughing, and then he threw a joke saying that maybe what ended up happening is because since you gave him human food, maybe his organs and everything mutated and became like that. So yeah, it is one of like those fun moments. So it's that one, and then I have well, I adopted one. I mean, he looks like a collie, but I'm not sure if it is like a collie or not. But I mean, he is like the most amazing dog ever. I mean, all of them, but he understands everything. I don't need to when I walk with him, I don't need to do it with a leash because he will be like right next to me. It doesn't matter if a dog comes by or whatever. He just stay always right next to me. Yeah. And the last one is kind of a pit bull, I would say. But the thing is that he's a puppy. He's like 5 months now, I think. But he has this very huge and long legs. So I was Googled the other day and I was like, wait a minute, pit bulls don't have like really huge and long legs. So I'm still wondering what is going to be the size of that dog. So because he's growing like super fast. But
he's probably mixed for sure with something.
Yeah. But of course, since he's a puppy, he's in all of this process that he will bite everything, he will be destroying everything. I already lose a pair of shoes, my wallet, and some belts that here and there, but I'm not. But it's part of it. And at the same point, I'm like, well, he has a toy now, so.
Yeah, you keep that one. You're not getting all the shoes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really cool. They're pretty much like sometimes it will be like the audience I will have. Sometimes they will lie like right next to me, and they will be just there waiting or watching. So.
Aww.
What about you? What about you? Yeah, do you have dogs?
I wish. I don't have any dogs. I will get some dogs eventually, but yeah, no, I don't have any dogs. I have a really small apartment in Vancouver, and I just don't think I have the time to commit to pets right now. So I would feel so sad, like leaving them here and going and doing my things. So yeah, definitely, I love dogs. They're my favorite. A lot of neighborhood dogs. They know me and I know them.
That's so cool. Yeah. So for commercials, you will pretty much just selling, and they're fun and they're quick, right?
Yeah, they're really quick, and like auditioning for commercials is such a, I just use the word crapshoot because I don't know, like the net is so widespread. So yeah, you just really have to be as comfortable being yourself in whatever situation they're asking for and having fun. Yeah. Fun is so infectious. I've worked on some commercials where the other people that I'm working with on the set are just so much fun. You're having the best time and you're just cracking jokes, and it's just such a great time. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, tell me, during this whole pandemic, right? What has been some of the challenges that you had of doing auditions at home?
Definitely, the first thing that always comes to mind is like the fact that when you're not in the room, you can't get adjustments right away. So if they want to give you a note to be more aligned with what they're looking for, you obviously can't get that because you're sending in a tape. So that's one of the challenges, I think. And also just not being able to feed off the energy in the room too is always tricky. But I do love self-tapes, so it's just such a fun chance to act with your friends too if you have friends that you are really comfortable acting with, or a coach that you're comfortable with. So yeah, there's pros and cons. Like, I do love the self-tape because you get the chance to work it and really play around, but then not being able to be in the room and just be there, be present, offer it, and kind of like let it go. Yeah, that's kind of tricky too.
Yeah, of course. I think that especially like rather than you will do like an audition, then you watch it and you will be like, I didn't like it. So you do it again and again and again and again and
Oh yeah, that's that's like, I think every actor does that. They're like, okay, yeah, it's tricky. But,
absolutely. Yeah. You know, I had this interview the other day, and this actress told me that what she does is that she will have like only 3 opportunities. So that way she will not feel like she will not waste like too much time, you know. So she pretty much put this thing in which she will only get 3 chances, and that's it. So.
Yeah, and it's so like, I feel like that's so smart, because when it comes down to it too, you usually end up doing pretty much the same thing, but like a little bit different. So you'll look at them and you'll be like, wait, which was the one that I really liked? And so it's like, just trust yourself. Do a really good job just a few times, and then But that's the beauty of deadlines. You only have so much time to do it anyways. So
yeah, of course. Otherwise, you will be spending like 2 hours on the same thing, and when you realize you have like a lot of things going. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, you spend at least 2 hours doing the same thing as an actor. You're like stuck on one line for like 2 days. You're like, wait a minute, what do they mean by this? Yeah.
Oh my God. And what are some of the highlight moments on your career at the moment?
Definitely the people that I've met. Yeah, I'm so grateful for the amazing people that I've met through this journey. Like, I can't even, my heart just explodes thinking about all the amazing people. So that's, I think, my highlight. I've had so many amazing experiences just being in some of the roles that I've done and had the chance to portray these different people, but for sure it's connections and just meeting people has been so amazing.
That's amazing. That's inspiring too. And what do you like the most about your career at the moment?
What do I like the most? Ooh. Other than meeting people, I love that I've learned so much about myself.
Okay.
So it's been such a beautiful gift to process things in my own life and grow as a human being, just being more empathetic and understanding to other humans and just the human experience in general, because it's so tricky. There's so many ups and downs, and I think it's just such a gift to be an actor and do this as a profession. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And how could you describe your career at the moment?
Oh, it's just getting super fired up. Yeah, I think it's really gonna start. Well, I feel like there's a lot of things kind of going on right now, so yeah, it's just the start of something really incredible. But not really, because it's like the middle of my life already too, so it's like it's just the start of a new chapter for sure.
That is really, really awesome. And if you could describe your career at the moment on a TV show, how would you call it? Like, what would be the title of that TV show?
I don't know if this is a good one, but Shitstorm came to mind first. I don't know. But amazing Shitstorm. I don't know.
Let's go. So it would be like a comedy.
Yeah, dark comedy.
Dark comedy. There you go. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. Well, you know now that if at some point you want to create like a TV show, you already got a title.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hope that's not what the title is going to be. I am working on a few of my own projects that I'm trying to get on their feet, and so one of the things has been like, figuring out the right title and things like that. But I don't know if I want to take Shitstorm as the title.
That would be amazing. Or for a book. That would be cool.
Yeah. Would you read it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like what are you reading? Like, what are you reading? Shitstorm. What? You know?
Yeah. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Like, that's the actor brain of just overthinking everything and analyzing things too much. So maybe it just needs to be Like, maybe I don't need to think of it so hard. Maybe that's
Yeah,
just...
it has like I mean, if you think about it, it has like an interesting name, you know, like what are you reading? Shitstorm. Then the person who asks is gonna be thinking like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Shitstorm. You know, so it's gonna get attention. Like, what is shitstorm? And at some point, you're gonna have a lot of shitstorm fans going.
Yeah. Oh man, maybe we just discovered this. Like, maybe this
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we're just like creating something amazing in the future, and then at some point, we will be seeing like this, you know, like this announcement, or no, wait, we will see like this commercial for the Super Bowl promoting shitstorm, you know.
Well, I mean, you can see it like cycloning through, right? Like life just coming through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. You know, I'm open to it. I'm not judging it. I'm open.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds like a very cool idea. Think about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down so that it's like, yeah. I'm not sure if I should be like slightly nervous if that's the first thing that came to my mind.
But that's a good name. I mean, it's catchy, it's interesting, it's intriguing too, because you want to know what is going on that shitstorm. You know, you want to.
Yeah.
And also, I think that for most people, especially like during this whole pandemic thing and stuff, I mean, we're all having shitstorm right now. So
yeah,
you know,
like what do you call life when it's going crazy and like, yeah, what do you call it? What do you call it?
Shitstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's pretty accurate.
There you go. You know. Yeah. I mean,
that's settled. We figured it out.
Yeah, I mean that's how we go in this show. I mean we create things here and there. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate the collaboration.
Anytime.
That's what all this artistry is about, right? It's all about collaboration. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And my last question here: any advice that you could give to upcoming actors?
Advice. I think my advice for any actors going into it would be to first just be really open to the experience for whatever is going to come your way.
Mm-hmm.
And have fun. Stay in the fun of it all, because there's so many parts of this job that isn't that fun, and it's really challenging and really hard. So you really have to remember why you're doing it and have fun with it, because life is supposed to be fun. It'll have those ups and downs, those ebbs and flows, the shit storms that come that are going to be hard.
Yeah.
You really have to ground yourself in your truth of why you're doing it, what makes your heart happy doing it, and those kind of things. So just really staying in that fun and truth and alignment. And yeah, that would be listening to yourself, figure out what your voice is, what do you want to share. Those would be my pieces of advice, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And yeah. And, you know, I think that would also apply with everyone that wants to start something, that they want to take on this new journey, you know. And I think especially when you are having or creating this journey on your own, you know, I think it is challenging, and yeah, I mean, as you just said, pretty much everything.
Yeah, because it's true. Like even you doing your podcast, like your interviews, you have to start somewhere, and everyone's path is going to look different, and you can't look too much at what everyone else is doing. You can for inspiration, but then you still have to know that you're going to be traveling your own journey and your own path, and so you really have to be staying true to you the whole time. Like, don't lose that joy that brought you to the path. And you probably are a testament to that too, just with since you've started doing these interviews. Like, the more that you've just kept going with what you've wanted to do and stayed aligned with why you're doing it, it's probably been such a beautiful journey and process.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting because I used to be like very nervous to be like live or to hear my voice after I did like those type of things. I was like kind of not shy, but kind of a little bit nervous, you know, like, and you can, I mean, if at some point you see my first interview, you will see super quick that I'm just like kind of a little bit sweating and a little bit nervous and just like trying to hold it, you know, not to collapse or something. And,
I can resonate with that.
and luckily enough, I mean, one of the first interviews I had, it was with this actress that I'm a huge fan, Paula Rhodes, and it's funny because in that interview, my face would be like, okay, but in the inside, since I'm a huge fan, I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool, you know. So it was also kind of hard to kind of maintain that and to be like, let's continue with this flow on the whole interview here. And I mean, even though that I'm still, and that is also one of the things that I've discovered that I'm still learning, and I will be learning for the rest of the time that I will be doing this. But also, it is really cool because every new day there's something new to learn, or you can apply, you know, and that is and that I think that also will apply in life. That every day you will get the opportunity to learn something from it and to apply it in your life. And also the fact that I think, and I've said that in some of my previous interviews, but I think the fact that we will take things for granted, that's the worst thing, you know. The fact that we are so used to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, or I'm gonna start this the day after, or stuff like that. And also this past year, I had a lot of close calls for me because I wasn't like super healthy. Couple of months ago, I wasn't healthy at all. I mean, of course, that I gained weight a lot because of the whole pandemic also, but having like all of those type of things, and also like with some personal issues that I was having at the moment, it gave me that kind of mentality, you know, to just do the best you can in a day, and it doesn't matter what happens, just enjoy it. And then if you have the opportunity for another one, also make sure that when you go to bed, you don't have nothing else to do, you know, that you will be pretty much done with the day, you know.
Yeah, one of the podcasters that I really love, Aubrey Marcus, he interviewed someone, and the saying that they said was a Hawaiian saying, I think, and it was like, it translated essentially to, today's a good day to die. And I think that's just such a beautiful way to live your life, because tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody. And so if you can really go to bed every night knowing that you did your best, whatever your best is that day, you can really just sleep so peacefully. And I think that's so hard because we all have so many aspirations and hopes and dreams and challenges that we're going through that can really pull you away from that. But it's like, you still have the power of your choice to do whatever you can for that day, find the things that you want to do. And so it's so powerful.
Yeah, and you know, personally, one of the things that I do that I love about actors, I mean, yes, of course, of the fact that they will do really cool, awesome movies, but also the fact that I do believe that they're kind of the living proof that that if you want to do something in life, you can actually do it. I mean, of course, that is going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices, and a lot of moments in which you will be doubting yourself if you want to continue doing this or if it's the right path or not. But once you pretty much start to grow, and then when you will see this actor that all of the journey that person did in order to one day have like you know, to be like in this big movie franchises or whatever, that is really inspiring, and that is also one of the things that it's, I think, needed. You know, I mean, not only in this time, but it's also like the whole time, having the chance to get inspired or having the chance to see people that are actually doing what they love the most. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's super, I mean, you can dream all you want, right? I mean, it's free, it's cool, but once you start it, and once you start with the whole thing, I think it's very challenging because you don't know what the hell you're doing. and
but then you realize too that nobody else really knows what the hell they're doing too, especially as soon as you're put into the new student seat, like you're starting something that you haven't done before. Anybody that gets in that position doesn't know what the hell they're doing. You just have to believe in yourself enough that it's possible, and then see what happens. And so it's just cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And badass too.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's pretty badass to have the courage to do something that you've never done before, whatever that is, anything that it is, something new. It's pretty courageous to try and throw yourself into the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really, that's true actually. And you know, I would love to see like more people to actually do what they love. You know, I think that I mean, at the end of the day, we only have one life, you know, it really, when I get the chance to think about it, that one day I'm gonna be 70, 80 years old, and then what then, you know? I mean, you're gonna, with what you like, what are the things that you are gonna be able to pass to the new generations, or what are the things that you could be saying like, I did well in my life, you know? You know what I mean? That I would be constantly saying to myself that when I get old, I want to be saying I did all that I wanted, so good for me, you know?
Hell yeah, I feel that, and I definitely, I just commend that too, because that's so powerful and it's so courageous, and that's definitely what I've learned too with like this acting journey in general. When I started it, I definitely felt like I had an illusion of what it was, and I thought being an actor, you got to be all these different people, and you got to act all these different lives. But ever since I've really started this journey, it's been such a beautiful discovery of all the different layers of me as a human, of humanity in general, and being able to experience all these different things here in this lifetime. I feel like I just feel so grateful to be doing that and to be experiencing it, because it's just made my heart grow so much, and I've learned so much from it, that regardless of where my career goes, which I do believe very, very profoundly that it is going to go where I want it to, and there's some really big things that are going to happen, but even just the fact that I just have such gratitude for everything that I've learned already on the way, and where my journey has been taking me. And so I just feel so grateful for everything and making peace with this path. So because you do, like you said, like you learn something every single day, and so I feel so grateful that as an actor, like these roles that I get to try on and do, like I feel like I'm learning at an exponential rate, and so it's fucking cool.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. That is really awesome, Katia. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I'm a little bit speechless, but also it is really awesome the fact that you are working hard with your career, that you're focused. You know what's the path that you want to create for your career. And I think that is one of the things that is really inspiring, and that also that a lot of people, whatever they're starting, they also at some point they need to be sure where to go. I mean, of course, that you will start to discover the path you're creating after a lot of hard work and a lot of moments in which you will be asking yourself if you want to continue doing it or not. But that's really awesome. That's really awesome how you describe your whole career, and it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, and even just like this, like getting to connect with you in Mexico, it's so cool. Like if I wasn't pursuing this as a career, then you probably wouldn't have reached out, and we would have never connected like this. And so
there you go.
You learn from everybody that you meet. Everyone is a mirror for something for you, and so just doing this, it's been really amazing to hear how you started and the leap of faith that you took to get your interviews and podcasts off its feet. So getting it from just an idea and actually doing it, that's the whole point. It's like you can have all this inspiration coming through and all these ideas, but it's a matter of doing it in the physical world here. You can do all this manifestation and everything like that, whatever you want to call things, but it's bringing it into the real world and sharing it with everyone. That's super powerful. So
now before I send you off, I'm starting, I'm gonna have like two epic things here. So the first one, since you are an epic person here, we need a little bit of epicness first. So here we go with the first epicness level.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then let's go for the second one.
Oh boy. Oh, you. Oh, this is so awesome.
So again, Katia, thank you so much for being here. Here at the show. It was very awesome talking with you and meeting you. Also, thank you so much for those who tuning in. And also, if you're watching this later on the YouTube video or listen to this later on the podcast, make sure that you're following Katia in all of her social media. Normally, what I would say is for you to put pause, hydrate, and then follow her. Check all of her content, leave a bunch of likes here and there. Why not sharing as well, and then come back for sure. And again, Katia, thank you so much. Keep having an amazing rest of the day. And also, I wish you an epic start of the week. And keep being awesome, because I think that the world, if something the world needs right now, it's epicness. You're epic. So
oh yeah. Preach. Thank you for the platform to be so epic. So thank you.
There you go. So that will be everything, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Have a good one. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.